Okay. Hello, I'm here today with Elias Mael. First of
Yep.
all, thank you very much for taking your time out to speak with me today. I'm excited to give the viewers who are watching this some insight, hopefully, about yourself and your work. And before we get to the questions, do you want to give a quick introduction of yourself?
Sure, yeah. My name is Eli. I am a writer, director, producer. I also dabble in finance and investing, and I am happy to be here.
Okay, thank you. So the first question I have, first of all, is what originally motivated you to write and direct Against the Grain?
Wow, so Against the Grain, this movie was what I wrote the screenplay, I believe, sometime in 2009. So that was a while ago. I was a film student at UCLA. In fact, I wrote it in one of my screenwriting classes. And the reason why I wanted to write this story, I believe at the time I may have been maybe 19, 20 years old. So I was pretty young. I'm currently in my late 30s, so that should give you a perspective of how long that was. Yeah, I guess I wrote it because I wanted to capture the experience of a first generation college student, from inner city attending a prestigious university and the intricacies of that and what comes with that because that was something that I was going through at the time. So were some of my friends that I was going to school with at UCLA. We had similar type of experiences, and I didn't feel I saw that being captured on film. And yeah, so that was the reason why I wanted to write that screenplay.
Okay. I think you did a perfect job, really well. I really enjoyed the movie. And then the second question I have is, when you made the film, do you think of it as like a story about first generation students? Like that was your mindset going into it, or like how did that representation emerge?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I felt the movie was well, I did not know the term, or, first generation college student, but the way I was approaching the story, this protagonist, he is the first in his family to go off to a university. He's the first from his group of friends to go off to a university. So I knew when I was writing the story that was part of it, but I didn't have the terminology or the praise, first generation college student. But that's what the story is about. Being a first generation college student, not having too many resources, being put in this prestigious university that the character is not familiar with. It's totally a different world, despite the fact that the university is not that far from where the story takes place. So the story takes place in West Oakland. The university is Cal, UC. Well, we say Cal, I mean, we don't say that as UC Berkeley, but it's implied, and it's only maybe 15 minutes drive, but still it's a world of difference, because if you're not familiar or if you don't have family or friends who are part of that university, even if it's within the same, with 15, 20 minutes away, it could be two worlds, it's like two different worlds, which is kind of interesting because like even when I was living in Los Angeles, you could live in a neighborhood, so let's say, for example, USC, and there are people who lived not too far from USC, but never stepped foot on the campus. So to me, it's kind of interesting, that this world-renowned university could be located in your city or close to your city, and you still don't know that it's there, or you don't have the opportunity to go there, and explore what it may has to offer. I will share a quick example about like my own experience. So I was raised in West Oakland, and I did not know for a long time that Pixar was like literally 5 minutes away from where I was raised. Like literally it's 5 minutes away, and I had no idea until way until I was a lot older that Pixar was like literally in my backyard, and I did not know it. So I guess the point that I want to make is, yeah, we need to be informed about what is going on. Something could be because what is the point that I am trying to make? Yeah, the point is that being a first generation college student, it could be tough. It is tough because it's your first time you are being immersed in that environment.
No, absolutely, I agree. And like I'm a first generation college student as well. And when I use like the identity of generation student at my college, a lot of people don't really know what that is. And it's like I find it really interesting. And I'm like thankful for like producers as yourself that really spread that identity out there for the rest of the world, for people to know that's like a lot of people like didn't even think about it and like they wouldn't have known if like that work is produced out there. So I'm thankful for like the work that you have produced that gets the identity out there.
Thank you. Yeah, for sure.
And the third question I have for you is now that the film has gone viral on several platforms, even like a decade later, still going on strong, how has your relation to that movie changed over that decade?
It's interesting how has my relationship with Against the Grain, how it has changed. It's interesting. When I felt when I initially made the movie, I did capture the essence of the story that I wanted to tell, but I did feel that it could have been better. We didn't necessarily have the budget or the resources to really bring the vision that I had to life, so we had to work with what we had at the time. So I always felt, maybe if we had the budget, it would have been a better film. Like it would have been a more closer to exactly how I had it visioned in my head, the way I envisioned it. But now it's interesting with social media, with platforms such as YouTube, to see it coming back. And I think now I haven't checked in some time, but the last time I checked, it had 1.6 million views, I believe. So to see that many people have watched the movie and are connecting with it, it it it's a good feeling. It assures me that, or it tells me that I was on the right track. You know, that the effort, the time, the resources that that I put into this movie was all worth it because people are still connecting with it. You know, and it's shedding a light on, you know, a first generation college student, and is capturing the story of what that is. And although the movie was made when now 15 years ago, yeah, the movie was made. Yeah, because we shot it in 20, was it 2010 or 2011? Yeah, so that's 15 years ago. And the fact that the story is still resonating today with those who are first generation college students, it means there is something real there, especially if it's still resonating.
Absolutely. I think all 1.6 million of people would agree with you that the message is there and that you shine a light onto it. And the last question I have for you, or sorry, I have two more. This second to last one is how do you, or what do you hope the audience takes away from Against the Grain today?
What do I want the audience to take away from Against the Grain? Oh, that being a first generation college student, it's not easy. I mean, there is a lot of obstacles that a first generation college student has to deal with. And think we need to continue or create a space where first generation college students can thrive. This is why I'm a huge fan of LT, Dr. Latoya Miles. The work that she has done and the work that she's continuing to do is very important because it's not easy being a first generation college student. And some of those students, they have so much to offer to society, and they need the right structure, the right environment to be able to nurture, you know, their intellect, you know, their pursuits, you know, so they could actually give back and contribute to society.
Yes, I especially agree. I know Dr. LT has made such a powerful impact on my life, and just having those like mentors in first generation fields, I feel like it's really important. Like you said, it's really hard to navigate the whole college experience, and having that guidance really does help.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. It's huge. Yeah,
Yes.
just navigating that whole space, having the resources, having yes. I feel those who are not first generation college student, they take it for granted how, or well, I can't say all, but some may take it for granted how easy they have it because they've seen it, you know, or they've experienced it, or their parents or someone in their family has g- uh, gone off to college, you know, so they could show them the way. But when you are the first in your family to go off to a university, just navigating that whole space could be very challenging.
Absolutely. 100% agree. And then I have one more question regarding the film. Looking back, what does the movie Against the Grain represent in your journey as a filmmaker, and how has it shaped future projects that you are working on moving forward?
The way, can you repeat the question, please?
Absolutely. So it's kind of the loaded question. It's like the first part of it, it's like looking back, how does the film represent your journey being a filmmaker? And then how has that like project shaped what projects you're gonna work on, are currently working on, or want to work on in the future?
Okay, so I will be very honest. Against the Grain is the only feature film that I've made.
Okay.
So in that regard, making Against the Grain, the way it shaped me, it assured me at the time that I had what it take to make a feature film. Granted, w when I wrote the screenplay, I think I was probably like 19, 20. When I made the movie, I was tw 21 or 22, so I was still fairly young. And now looking back, the fact that we pulled it off, is a miracle because we literally did not have a budget. I was considered one of the most experienced person on the set, and I was not even experienced. I was fresh out of film school. Every single person on the film or the crew, this was our first time making a feature film. I mean, some had done short films. My producing partner at the time, he had done a couple of music videos, but that was about it. No one had m feature film experience. So the fact that we were able to make a cohesive film that actually, I guess, has stood the test of time, the test of time, is a testament, that when you have your mind set to doing something, we could actually do it. We could actually make it happen. So I especially want to encourage younger people, that when you have a dream or a plan or whatever it is that you want to do, you could actually make it happen. You could actually do it. We sometimes underestimate how powerful we are as human beings and that we could actually get stuff done. And especially when I feel the older I've gotten, I'm not as, you could say, I'm not as bold or I'm not as aggressive in terms of like my pursuits. So I do feel with youth comes that go-getter spirit, that, where you feel invincible, where you feel you could make whatever you want to make happen. When you get older, now you have like more wisdom behind you. So I don't think I could have made Against the Grain now. I think that was a film that I would have to had made when I was at that age because now I'm thinking about all the logistics, why it's not gonna work, if we don't have the budget and this and that. Back then I was like, no, it's going to work. We will find a way to make it work. So to answer your question in terms of how it has shaped me, it assured me, that I have the skill set, that I could write and make a movie that is cohesive, that has a message, that people can connect with. In terms of now, I haven't, I did step away from the movie business, so I'm not currently making any projects. In fact, if I am to be truthful, I've kind of shifted from filmmaking to I am now working in finance and I'm also working AI. But I still utilize my storytelling and my film background in my current pursuits. Uh, if a day comes that there's a story that I feel that I need to tell on film, and that if this story needs to be a film, and then I w will make another film again, but if that urge or if that nudge doesn't come back, I am also okay, with the fact that I was able to make Against the Grain. It's in the public domain, and I am okay with that as well.
Okay. I really love the advice on life, and I mean the proof is there. When you put your mind to it, like you made it so successful. And I believe even now that you still can do another great film. If hopefully that would come to your heart to make another film.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, when the day comes, where I have this story that's just pulling at me and it's telling me that I need to see this story on the screen. If that day comes, and then yeah, I will be more than happy to roll up my sleeves again, and then see if I still got it.
Nah, that's really great. I hope nothing but the best in the future, honestly. But those are all the questions that I have for you today. Uh, unless you have anything else to add.
No, this was great. Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be talking with My Tribe Media. This has been a pleasure, and I hope I gave you what you were looking for in terms of the interview that you wanted to uh, conduct today.
It was everything and more, especially for myself personally and for the viewers. And once again, thank you again for your time, and I really appreciate your insights today.
All right, great. Thank you, Max.
Thank you.
All right, you take care.
Thank you.